I live hands. I stay strong. I stay wise. I live hands. My life. I stay strong. I stay wise. I live hands. My life.
Hey, 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 Patrice Bryant here. I am the host of While We Wait. Come on in. We've got a great segment for you on today. I'm looking forward to you all coming in. Welcome, Facebook. Welcome, YouTube. So glad that you are here and that you're coming in. And welcome and hello to all of those that will watch the replay. We are so happy and grateful that you select to come on and be inspired, motivated, and empowered while we wait, because we're all waiting on something. So today is going to be a really, really great educational segment. I've been talking about this Bitcoin thing because of many of you have said, well, what is Bitcoin? And I was like, I'm getting the messages in my messenger as well, and also getting the friend requests from, just all at one time, just a big crew jumping in and then start talking to me about, first they act like they know you, and then they say, well, have you heard about Bitcoin? And then I'm like, delete, block. So today we actually have a trusted voice in the financial world. So that's a really good thing. So we can find out, what is this Bitcoin craze all about? But right before we go there, I just want to talk a little bit about our segments coming up. We do have some really great people coming on. I'm really excited. Next week, we're going to highlight a young lady in New Haven, Connecticut, who is an alder of the 30th Ward in the Westville section of New Haven, Miss Honda Smith. And she is doing great things in the community. And we are honoring National Women's History Month. And she's doing some really, really great things. Sometimes we look very far and wide for someone to be proud of, but right under our noses, we have some wonderful people shining their light. So I look forward to that. That's next week at 4:30, March 25th. And then on April 8th, I'm inviting all of you, my friends, to come and celebrate my birthday with me virtually. We're going to do it right here on While We Wait. We're going to have a DJ. I will be honoring some people that mean a lot to me. So some great music, some great fun. I wish we could eat together. We can't, because we can't eat virtually, but we can eat separately while I don't know if that's going to work. But anyway, please, April 8th, come and celebrate with me. It is my birthday, and I love life. I love my birthday, and I will find a reason to celebrate. And I'm very happy that it's me. I'm glad to be alive. So come celebrate with me. On April 15th, I want you to please share this information. On April 15th, I will have 3 gentlemen coming on while we wait. And I'm really doing this for the next generation. Our topic is talent is never enough. These are 3 keyboard players, organists, and piano players who have studied. They've been playing well over 30 plus years. They are not just talented, they are very disciplined and clean musicians. So I want them to share their wealth, their wisdom, their genius with this next generation. So I have asked and requested that my piano students that I teach come on because this is something that they want to hear. That's April 15th. It will be Colin Haywood Jr., Julian Varner, and it will be Michael Lloyd. These are all friends of mine, and I'm really excited that they will be here. All right, that's as far as I'm going to go on that. I have more. I work to get my people lined up. So, as you know, I will certainly be advertising. Hello to you all. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, welcome. I see you coming in. Please take a moment to like and share while we wait. If there's anyone that you know that's interested, hi, Pamela Jordan. Good afternoon. If there's anyone that you know that might be interested in Bitcoin information or even financial literacy, anything to do with their finances, we won't be discussing that today, but the gentleman that they want to connect with is going to be on right in a few minutes. So please like it, share it. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, please hurry up really quick, get the word out. This is something people want to hear. they want to hear. All right. So just a little bit about Mr. Michael Ball, who be bringing out shortly, is with Banker's Life, and he has 20 plus years in this financial world. And I'm very excited that he is here today. So without further ado, get him out here. How are you, Michael?
Hello. Hey, how are you?
I am well, and I'm so glad you're here with us on While We Wait.
I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so I do have some more, and I always, well, hi with that. I'm so glad you're here. Hello to everyone. Please share. Please share. I want to get this word out. I kind of pulled on Michael for this particular segment on Bitcoin because I trust him. And I just reiterate that, people were inboxing me and others have said the same thing. And I'm like, who are you? I don't know you. I wouldn't send you money, so we're going to find out what it's all about. So again, we have Michael Ball here of Banker's Life. He has 20 plus years in this financial world. If you're interested in investments, retirement planning, Social Security advice, how it works pertaining to retirement, reviewing wills and life insurance policies, and financial literacy, he is your guy. He's your guy. And I know you all trust me, so I know that you'll trust him because I do. So we're going to jump right into the thick of things. Michael, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you do your thing.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So if you can't hear something, or if you see something and you can't see it, please let Patrice know, and she'll help us through this. This is the first time I'm doing it. Well, I've done it live before. This is the first time I've actually done it with her. I'm going to share my screen, and hopefully you can see my slides. And as a financial professional, I need to put up a disclaimer, so I'm going to share that slide first, okay? See if we can get this right. I got that. Share that. Okay, so hopefully you all can see the disclaimer here.
There we go.
Yes?
I got you.
Excellent. So the basic idea behind this disclaimer is, as a financial professional, every time we start off these types of presentations, we've got to make a statement claiming the essence of the statement is that the presentation should not be viewed as providing investment advice. This is an educational session, and what we're trying to do is take I think it was the word enhance. All right, enhance your knowledge in this area. It's an exciting area that a lot of people are getting excited about, and I just want to share with you my thoughts on how on why the hype, and we can go from there. So just remember that investments of any kind are not guaranteed. They involve risk, and you may lose money. So that's basically what this disclaimer says. With that said, let's get into, let me just move this up. Let's get into the slides. All right, so let's hope this works. Aha, it does. So Bitcoin, and the question is, there's been a lot of hype about Bitcoin for a while now. The most recent news involved Elon Musk gaining about 1.2 billion in Bitcoins. With I don't know what his initial investment was, but I think last time I checked, it had increased to about 1.2 billion dollars. So he evidently put a lot of money into it. But other smart and influential people like Bill Gates and Eric Schmidt, former CEO of Google and Alphabet, and Steve Wozniak, co-founder of Apple, all these individuals are influential, and people trust them, and they too is taunting Bitcoin. Now the hype is simply this. There's 1.6 trillion. It has a 1.6 trillion dollar market value, and that's like a small country or a medium country if you're not a wealthy country. There is about 21 million Bitcoins, and we'll talk about Bitcoins and what they are and so on. Of the 21 million, there's about 2.6 million that's left to be mined, meaning that outstanding in the market, there's about 18.5, 18.6 Bitcoins that actually makes up this one, actually Bitcoin itself, the Bitcoin, because there's different types, is only $1 trillion. The 0.6 is all the other currencies that are out there, and I'll talk briefly about those as well. Current price, checked this a few minutes ago. It was just hovering around, a little over $58,000 per Bitcoin. And, a lot of people may say, all right, so I'm not Elon Musk. I don't have $58,000 to buy a single Bitcoin. Shouldn't view it that way. Planting a seed, you can participate with a little bit of money, and that's what we're gonna kind of delve into in a minute. So let's move on and talk about what we're going to talk about today. So the objective is, we're going to talk briefly an overview. I'm not going to get too technical. We're not going to talk about, too much about blockchains and this is not a technical presentation, so hopefully it'll be straightforward. I want to talk about, how to actually buy it. You don't really need a third party in order to participate. You can use a third party, meaning that you can go to your brokerage account and, if they have mutual funds or investments that you can invest in that includes cryptocurrency, then of course you can invest that way. But you can do it yourself. And that's what this is all about, empowering, and enhancing your knowledge and so on. The final thoughts on the subject will be, talking about security, talking about the risk involved, talking about the payment systems, and talk about taxes and regulations, because there is no central repository where you're going to get tax forms and people are going to actually send you information as it relates to your gains. You have to keep track of your gains and your losses, and you have to pay taxes. Okay, very important. You have to pay taxes. So with that said, and again, if I'm going too fast, someone in the chat box, let Patrice know, and she'll give me a little heads up here. Okay, let's talk about encryption. Simply, encryption is a means of securing digital data using one or more mathematical technique. This is about as technical as we're going to get, all right? You need a password or a key to encrypt the information, and you need a password or a key to decrypt the information, and you need an encryption process in order to encrypt the information. So decrypt, encrypt. Now, all of this process, the mathematical study and application of the process is cryptography. Straightforward, as technical as I'm going to get. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about blockchain, and but you need to understand a little bit about that as well. Okay. Cryptocurrency. You've heard these terms. A lot of people ask, well, what does it mean? It exists only physically. There's no such physical Bitcoin, meaning that you don't get, you see these little, my graphics on the side here, it's only a graphic. There's no physical coin, if you will. It has no central point of failure, meaning that there's no Federal Reserve Bank where your dollars or your currency is being stored. It does not rely on any central bank or set of servers even, or computers. And it uses a decentralized system to operate and verify the transactions. And I know that's a lot. And simply said, humans are not involved. Basically, humans are not involved. Now, that's important when it comes to, the backbone of the system, because the backbone of the system is known as the blockchain. And because it only exists digitally, digitally. There's no physical Bitcoin. Bitcoin has, and so on. So there's no centralized, the decentralized system that actually operates and verify all the transactions. And I'm gonna show you a few graphics here that talks about the process. And I'm giving you all this background information, so that we can demystify the whole idea of this virtual system, this virtual market, because it exists just like any investment firm. If you go to Schwab or Merrill Lynch, you've got physical locations. You take $1, you establish an account, you invest in that account, and you're talking to humans, or sometimes you're talking to computers, because some humans won't talk to you unless you have money. But this system doesn't really care if you have a little money or a lot of money. You can still participate. All right. So let's talk about how transaction is actually done using blockchain. All right. And again, it's a simple word, simply a word. If we look at the process, a transaction is requested. Okay. That transaction, and we're going to talk about transactions and how you actually how you buy. That transaction, the request is sent to a peer-to-peer network of computers, and these computers are called nodes, right? So transaction goes into this system. Down a little bit. The nodes, or the network of nodes or miners, or validates transactions. And all this is happening at not great of a speed, because it takes a while for all of this to happen. I think a Visa can handle, say, $24,000 or 24,000 transactions a minute. This process only handles about, say, it takes 10 minutes to handle one transaction. So it's not a fast system because of the validation process, but it works. It does work. The next step in the process involves transactions then combined with other transactions to create a new block of data that is stored in a digital ledger. That's where you get your distributed ledger there. And finally, the new block is added to existing blocks. Each block will reference the block before it, creating a permanent, unalterable record. And that's the key. Everything that occurs here is encased in a virtual environment. And that virtual environment involves computers that validate themselves and the redundancy of it all, ensure that no one is trying to break in and steal your particular code and or transaction. So the system is pretty solid. So background information. So let's get that out of our head, right? Just background information. Need to know that in order to understand the process, I believe. As you move to talking about Bitcoin, the actual name Bitcoin, it's actually the first and most prominent current cryptocurrency in the world. When you see the market saying, trading at $58,000 a coin, they're talking specifically about the cryptocurrency Bitcoin. There's others out there that we'll talk about in a minute, but this is the most popular one. It was created by a person or probably a group of individuals with a pseudonym of Satoshi Nakamoto. So this individual or a group of individuals came up with the idea of this entire system, if you will. So we know now that Bitcoin is not the entire market, it's 99% of the market, okay? Other coins, altcoin they're called, is everything else that is not a Bitcoin. And you've got all these other, you got the symbol for Bitcoin, and then you've got all these other symbols for other coins. Now, these coins also have a market. Bitcoin, of course, is about 1 trillion of the $1.6 trillion market that currently exists. These other coins, other cryptocurrencies makes up about 0.6 trillion. So there's a lot of value. There's a lot of alternative to the $58,000 Bitcoin. I mean, $58,000 per share Bitcoin that's actually out there. There's other opportunities as well. Now, we talked about, give you an overview of the system. We talked about, and when we talk about, let's talk about how do you buy this? How do you invest, and so on. There's actually two things that you need to know when it comes to investing in the market. These are the two things you're going to need. You're going to need a wallet, and you're going to need an exchange. A wallet, because you're going to have somewhere to put your money, put your coins. In exchange, somewhere where you can actually trade and buy, sell and buy, basically. Two things, that's all you need. When we talk in terms of the wallet, it's simply a place to store your digital cryptocurrency. It keeps the information secret. You get a private key or a seed, which you can use, which can be used to validate transactions and so on. You can make purchases, you can trade, you can exchange with another asset. Now, all of this prevents someone else from using your Bitcoin or the transaction being altered by a third party. So you have your wallet, you have a private key, and that private key is the only thing that goes through the blockchain. So the private key is in essence that transaction number or that transaction that goes through a blockchain and so on. Types of wallets. Now wallets are operating system specific, meaning there's mobile apps, there's desktop software that you need to download in order to create your wallet or to establish your wallet. And here's a list of wallets, and these are all downloadable items that you simply download the application or to your desktop, and you populate the information with your name, your personal information. And again, keeping in mind that everything that you put into the system has the privacy and security built in. You have mobile app, you have iPhones, Androids, Apple, Windows environments. So it's just a matter of identifying how you want to use the application, whether you want to do it in a mobile fashion. With mobile, you have the ability to scan, like Apple Pay, right? You go and you click in Apple Pay, you can actually scan and pay using Apple Pay. Well, if you using a mobile wallet, you can actually, when the technology presents itself, you can actually use your wallet, your digital wallet, to actually scan and pay for things using your digital wallet with Bitcoin. That's kind of the next step in the evolution of this process. So you need a wallet. These are some wallets that these are some types of wallets that you can actually go out and find, download them, the Apple Store, and so on. Now, when we're talking about an exchange, it's simply a platform that matches the cryptocurrency sellers and buyers. And these guys charge a fee. It's just like if, for example, you go on and you buy a stock, or you go on to now there's like zero trading, right? You can go into certain stock exchanges or certain accounts, and they won't charge you anything in order to trade. As a new industry, all these guys are competing for mind share and for buyers and sellers. So they're going to charge fees because they've got to pay for their technology. But there are fees involved. In the very early stages of the crypto environment, there was no exchanges. So people used to meet at coffee shops and exchange their cryptocurrencies and stuff. Just a little tidbit there. But here's a list of exchanges. So we talked about the wallet. You have your wallet. Your money goes into your wallet. You then use that wallet in order to go into the exchanges and purchase fractions of a share when it comes to Bitcoin, because unless you've got $58,000 to invest, but you can buy fractional shares, and that's what a lot of people in with my bank account do. I mean, I do fractional shares and so on. Now nowadays there's thousands of exchanges such as Bitstamp, Binance, Coinbase. Coinbase is probably the most popular one because it's really good for beginners. It includes both the wallet and the exchange, so you can go and go to an exchange where it includes both the wallet and the exchange. And it's just like signing up on E-Trade or signing up on a Swap or any other account that allows you to do individualized investing. This environment, all it does, it's just a different, it's cryptocurrency. It's not stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. If you want to get into the market via that route, then you simply go into stock, bonds, and mutual funds that actually purchase or have mutual funds in cryptocurrency, if you will. That's an option for you as well. Now, it's strongly recommended that you kind of research all the crypto exchanges, because as you can see here, each exchange have a score, and I've got the top 10 here. These guys, the top one has a score of I think it's 9.7, and 9.7 is pretty good. I mean, there's over wow, there's like 5,610 or more cryptocurrencies on the market, you gotta do a little bit of research, the best ones are ranked based on the traffic, how many people are actually using it, liquidity, how easy is it to exchange your cryptocurrency for cash, and specifically US dollars. Trading volume, are they trading? Is it just a stagnant place where people aren't trading, and basically confidence in the legitimacy of the trade? Now, over in your far right corner, I hope is the right corner for you, the right side, it says fiat supported. Fiat simply means what type of currency does the particular exchange support. As you can see, there's quite a few of them. The euro, the US dollar, the British pound, some the yen, and so on. So you wanna, being in the US, you wanna probably look at those that specializes or that operates in US dollars, because as you sell your currency, there isn't an exchange, a third exchange. For example, if you're buying euros, and those euros are going to have to be converted into dollars once you decide to sell, and that may entail another fee. So you want to think in terms of, if I'm in Europe, maybe I'll buy pounds, or if you want to speculate, if you want to do some currency speculation, then you may say, okay, I'm in the U.S., so I'll buy the British pound and see if I can make some money off the spread, if you will. But we don't want to do that. We want to stay specifically in the currency of your country. And as you can see, there's quite a few that operate both in foreign and US dollars. Okay. Now, hopefully that wasn't too quick, and that you've got the gist of the whole market, how to actually participate or get involved with your wallet and the exchanges. Some final thoughts on just the process, if you will. Very, very important that we like in real life, your wallet must be secure. Bitcoins make it possible to transfer value anywhere in a very easy way, and it allows you to be in control of your money. Now, failure, right? Failure, or these features has the ability to fail as well. So there's some securities concerns. Now, the system provides a very, very high level of security, but like with anything, you got to do your homework. You got to take responsibility and adapt good practices. Not allowing people to enter your wallet or giving people your passwords and so on. You've got to be just on the spot when it comes to protecting your assets and so on, just like you do with other things. The next point that I want to make about the wallet is that, or about the process, I should say, is that volatility. I mean, if you're not going to take your mortgage money, you're like you wouldn't take your mortgage money and go gamble with it. You're not going to take your mortgage money and go out and enter this market, because it's a very, very volatile market, which means that it's a speculative market, high risk but high rewards. You can gain a lot and you can lose a lot. So if you got $1,000 to lose, this may be a market that you want to enter, because with $1,000 you could turn that into $5,000-$6,000 if the market continues to do what it does, and so on. But you can lose it all in one full sweep, really, really easy. So volatility is something that aggressive speculative investors usually operate on. Because they can tolerate the risk. If you can't tolerate the risk, this is not the market for you. And I'd never advise anyone to enter this market unless they were on the aggressive side of investing. The final thing that I think is most important for folks to understand is that as you enter this market and as you start, you have some winners, you start making money, which you can make money. As you start making money, you've got to be aware of, the issue of government taxes and regulations. There's no sense, like I said, there's no central locations. There's no jurisdiction that's going to, say, hey, you've got to pay taxes on X, Y, Z. You've got to keep your own records. You got to pay. You got to think about capital gain taxes. Anything that has value, the government wants a share of it. So it's your responsibility to ensure that you adhere to the tax and other legal regulatory mandates. And the biggest problem that you get into when you start doing things with in the foreign currencies, then you've got to deal with and worry about offshore reporting and government authorities that also want their tax dollars as well. So if you're in the U.S., I'd say stick with the U.S. dollar, because you're going to have to track and pay your taxes on any gains that you actually make, and so on. With that said, these in essence are the three things that you really need to know in order to get involved. You need to get a wallet. You need to simply choose an exchange. You need to connect a money source, be it a credit card or a bank account. And then you've got your wallet, you've got your exchange, you've got the money in your wallet, and you simply purchase cryptocurrency the same way that you'd purchase any other asset, or a stock, bond, or any other thing that you so choose to invest in. With that said, hopefully that made sense. If it didn't, then we take this next session and we start talking about what didn't make sense, and hopefully I can explain to you why it did or didn't, or why it should.
All right.
So, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael. So we do have a couple of questions. I want to ask the first one.
All right, let me just get back. Let me just quickly get out of this and get back over to you so I can see you. I can't see you, but let me go here and go there. Okay.
And viewers, while we're waiting, I have a couple of questions in the chat, which I am going to ask Michael, but if there's any other viewers that have come in and you want to ask a question, please put it in the chat and I will ask him. I'm just curious because you said you can start as small or go in as small as you like to. What's an idea of small?
$10.
Okay.
$10.
All right. Okay. I believe you may have answered.
Some of the exchanges may have a maximum or a minimum.
Okay.
I think Coinbase, which is an exchange that includes both the wallet and the exchange combined, I think their minimum starts at about $10. Some starts at $100. Some start at $1,000.
And then my next question is, and just in case I was doing some things while you were talking, so I hope I'm not asking something that you've already stated. So is this like investments that so if you purchase, you get a wallet and you make your purchase, is this something that as it grows or when you see an amount you want, you sell or you get out of it?
Oh yeah. I mean, you won't take the profits, right? I mean, for example, if you double your $10, I take my $10 and go, okay, now I can lose $10 because it's not really my $10 anyway. Now you got to keep in mind that there are fees, right? So the exchanges charge fees for just like transaction fees, right? They'll charge you, I think the smallest fee I saw, and like I said, there's like 5,000 exchanges. So there's the smallest one I saw was maybe I don't know, per 100, I think it was like $10 or something like that for a transaction fee, per 100 or something like that. But it's like 0.00 something. They're very small fees, and some of them are large fees. So you gotta do your research, and you gotta understand, what they charge, and what your redemption fee is going to be.
Okay. All right. I do have another question. Are a lot of merchants accepting cryptocurrency?
No. Okay. And that's like, I'd say stage 2, or the evolution of one of the reasons why they don't is because it takes so long to settle. For example, like I said, Visa can handle, like 24,000 or more transactions per, I think it's like per second, right? Because the cryptocurrency, the nodes that I'm talking about are just the nodes that handles the exchanges and the transactions from a market perspective. From a consumer's perspective, that doesn't exist. All right, so there's no consumer set of servers that does what Visa or what Apple, and Apple is kind of, Apple Pay is kind of on top of Visa. Visa kind of clears the transaction, but you pay it through Apple Pay, if you will. There's no such thing when it comes to the crypto market yet, but that's one of the future things that why people are so excited about it. 24,000 per second as opposed to one transaction per 10 minutes on crypto.
Wow. Okay. So is this just for investment, or is it another form of money? Never mind. They said they got it. They understand.
Good question, though. Good question, because it's not really a form of money as we know it.
Mm-hmm.
It's new. It's like Gen X and Gen Y and stuff. No, but it's not money as we know it, because there's no you got to have money. With money it mimics money in that it has all the elements of money, but it's missing a few key elements, because money, it must be a medium of exchange for all and everything that the economy produces, and as of yet, this particular item is not.
Okay, so it is an investment to be traded back and forth for gains.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Exactly.
And
very volatile one, a very risky one, but like I said, if you're risk averse, I mean, if you're very aggressive, then yeah,
So is this more of a risk than the regular investment
yes,
or the other? It
yes,
is.
yes, because
Okay.
this is highly speculative, right? You're
Okay.
betting that the value of something that's virtual is going to that there's going to be, we know that there is interest, right? We know that there's a lot of interest in this entire environment because a lot of people, a lot of very influential people believe that there should be a decentralized system when it comes to trade and when it comes to being able to do the things that this market can do.
Mhm.
However, the governments are still not on board. They're still not on board because they want to control the money supply. They want to control, how things are done. Imagine the U.S. saying, "Okay, I give all of my authority when it comes to money to blockchain theory and to a decentralized system, and I have nothing to say about it." So
Mhm.
that's the big hurdle.
Okay. All right. And then I have a question. Can we get a copy of this presentation?
For fee. Of course you can.
Or a
Of course you can.
Okay. Matter of fact, I believe this.
I'm gonna add some sources. I'm gonna add the sources to it as well, so you guys can go and you can. I mean, there's quite a few sources that I use in order to just pull the information together, and I'll give you those sources as well.
Oh, wonderful. So if someone wants to get this presentation, they should reach out to you.
They can reach out to me. Of course, you're going to have it. I'd loved it that they reached out to me as well. I'm always in the market of talking to new people. That's what I do.
So there's Michael's email address right there for anyone who's interested in speaking with him about a presentation or other financial inquiries. And I didn't say it before, but I just wanted to talk about your licensing is in New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Wisconsin, where you're from, correct?
Exactly.
Awesome.
So in essence, I can practice in any of those states when it comes to investments, education. I believe education is probably key to what I do because I've been around for a while and I've seen a lot of stuff. So sharing the knowledge is something I really like doing. So guys, reach out if you want. There are no obligations, if you will.
Wonderful. All right. So if there are no other questions, or if there's any last minute questions, you got like 30 seconds to get them in. And while we're just waiting for that, I just want to thank Michael for giving us that overview on Bitcoin. That was very informative. And just especially the piece that, well, for me, the piece that I can actually purchase it on my own and not have to deal with those people that I don't know that go into my Facebook Messenger and I don't know them.
Right. There's a lot of schemers out there. So just be aware, educate yourself. The information is out there, and it's as simple as the 3 steps that I listed in the final chart there. Just get a wallet, determine how you want to invest it, and see what happens. I mean, it's a learning experience. If you got $100 that you can put into it, you're going to learn much more than sitting here listening to a presentation, because you're going to actually participate and actually be involved. So get involved, learn how to do it, and then share that knowledge with somebody else, right?
It sounds good. Well, we have Michael's email on the screen, and you can reach him via email or his Facebook address there. And I will always put the information on my While We Wait page. So you will also have his information, what he does, and the services that he provides. Oh, you're so welcome. Sandra, Fidette, Pam, you're so welcome. And yes, I will put the information on my While We Wait page. Okay, so Fidette said that makes sense. And thank you. So it's good.
Good deal. All right.
Mission accomplished.
Good. I'm glad.
So I want to thank you so much, Michael, and I will certainly, like I said, I will put your information on my page. If anyone has any questions, even after watching the replay, they can go on my page at any time and get that information so they can reach you.
Excellent.
And I appreciate this was good. I've been educated because I was clueless, so I do appreciate you with that.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for your time.
Okay.
All right. You have a good rest of your day.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, there you have it. Mr. Michael Ball, who is my financial advisor, and it's absolutely wonderful. I can sing his praises because one of the things that he did for me when my mother first came to live with me, he looked over the insurance policy that I got for her. I'd just gotten a policy because of her age when she got here. I mean, I just made it within 6 months, and it wasn't with his company, but he looked it over and let me know that the policy was good for what I needed it for. Another thing he also did for me that he did not have to do, and I love this, and this is good customer service. His company is somehow connected with Medicare, which I had no idea. Didn't know anything about it because I never had to deal with it. But when my mom again came to stay with me, I had to find out things on the fly. So he actually looked over her Medicare policy and actually re-enrolled her in a better plan that allowed for less copay for her medication. And, medications can be high. So that's why I call him a trusted voice. Absolutely wonderful gentleman, family man from Wisconsin. So it's so interesting. He's laid back. He has like a different demeanor than us on the East Coast, but a very, very nice guy, very, very, very educated in what he does. And he is a wonderful advisor. So if you're interested, I will have his information on my While We Wait page. And as always, I'm so grateful for every viewer. I failed to thank those that came on last week. Yeah, he did a lot. He's that guy. And business is all about relationships. So if you build that relationship or get that plug in, like you got me because I'm loyal. I'm loyal. Thank you, Pam. Yes, I love Michael. He's the kind of guy. Yeah, I believe I'm going to ask him because he really is interested in doing that. He's interested in doing financial literacy. So I will let him know that there are those that have interest. So I will ask him to do that. That's really something that he loves to do. So I will ask him to come back and do financial literacy, which is absolutely wonderful. I've actually had him do it for several groups. And I mean, we need to know. We can't just wing it. And if somebody has that expertise, I don't have to figure it out on my own. So I really, really do appreciate it. I want to say thank you to Miss Tiffany Renee Jackson, Dr. Tiffany Renee Jackson, who was with me on last week. She will be back due to popular demand. I got a lot of feedback that they really enjoyed her. I'm going to bring her back to talk about discipline. She went into, speaking of discipline, as she was working to transform her body as a competition bodybuilder, but it also was a lot with her mind, like her mentality had to change as well, the whole discipline piece. So I believe this will be good. Discipline goes across the board, whether it's our diet, whatever our lifestyle is, whatever your faith or discipline is. Your discipline is a discipline, but she's kind of got a lock on that. I enjoyed what she was saying. So she will be back. I have to lock in the date, and I hope you'll come back on next week. I'll be highlighting someone that does some amazing things in the community with youth, as well as seniors and other people. I mean, she's out there in the trenches, hands-on. So I want to celebrate her. That's next week, April 8th. I want you to come back, please, and celebrate my birthday with me. It will be music, good music. Again, I would have food if I could, but it'll be good music, and I'll be honoring some people that mean a lot to me. So please come back on April 8th. And, we do what we do. To all of the viewers, to all of those that will watch the replay, please continue to share the videos because this information was really good. I really was clueless about Bitcoin. So I'm very, very appreciative of Michael Ball for coming on and doing that. So please share it so the information gets out. And yeah, that's about it for today, guys. Be strong, be wise, keep enhancing your life because life is worth living while we wait. And we're all waiting for something, waiting for something. Great, great things are in store for all of us. So, all right. I so thank you for coming on today. And I'll see you next time right here on While We Wait.
I stay wise. I live his. My life. I stay strong. I stay wise. I live